New at 11, we are learning new details about the fire at a Linden hotel caused by an unknown device. Thanks for joining us on the night team. I'm Connie Leonard. Linden police have arrested 38-year-old Leonard Pitchford in connection with that incident. Police were called to Spring Hill Suites on Forest Green Boulevard around 12:15 this afternoon. Hotel staff saying Pitchford hadn't checked out of his hotel room and wasn't responding to their attempts to contact him. According to court documents, as the staff opened the door, they noticed an electrical cord was being used to tie up the swing lock. As staff pushed the door open, they heard a loud explosion and saw a bright flash of light. The explosion set the hotel room on fire, which Linden police were able to quickly put out using a nearby fire extinguisher. Pitchford was taken into custody, and Louisville's bomb squad found two more suspected explosive devices in the room. An ATF bomb dog also indicated on the suspect's car located in the hotel parking lot. And a hotel guest telling us they heard the fire alarm but knew something was really wrong once police began knocking on their door.
Because I'm trying to gather my stuff so that way we can get out, and all you hear is boom, 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 police. So yeah. Then we come out and all the other guests are standing outside.
I didn't hear anything. We just heard the fire alarm
We could
go
just
off,
smell
so
stuff. We could smell something
burning.
It smelled like plastic burning.
Pitchford has been charged with 43 counts of wanton endangerment and 1 count of using a weapon of mass destruction. The ATF and Louisville Arson Bureau are conducting separate investigations, and more charges may be pending. Well, a major advisory tonight to boil water has residents and restaurants across Henry County taking extra precautions. The water company there confirmed a positive test of E. coli in its system. The night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter have the story from Henry County.
In Eminence, Kentucky, local diners like Puckett's Family Restaurant had to think twice when it came to safely serving customers.
We are using bottled drinks, 2 liters, to fill up their drinks, and we can still wash dishes in the dishwasher. It's still hot water, and we're having to boil water to wash other dishes too.
This after the Henry County Water District issued a water boil advisory on Friday after a positive E. coli test Thursday. For evening diners like Jane Ross of Campbellsburg, this alert came as a surprise.
Late this afternoon, I went to the bank and saw a notice taped to the door that said there was a boil water advisory, that there was E. coli in the water, and I had no idea. I had been using water at my house all day.
The general manager also told me they took the initiative to completely shut down and lock up the fountain machine and went down to the nearest store to pick up bottled drinks to serve to customers until this advisory is lifted.
This first round on the wings or second?
Also impacted by the advisory is Hometown Pizza, who couldn't open for the first 6 hours of their day.
We use water to make our dough. And we, of course, had already made our dough for the morning, so we tossed all of that out. We went and got some safe drinking water from a facility, and we're actually just now getting opened back up.
The pizzeria also went into sanitation mode. They limited drinks on what they had bottled and encouraged customers to bring their own if they wanted.
It freaks you out. I mean, you have to make sure you reassure your employees, the community, everybody that we are doing what we need to do to make sure that they're safe.
According to customers like Jane, the trust to keep them safe is solid within this rural community.
We know the people here so well, and I felt confident that they would follow every precaution in what we would eat here.
The Water District says they will continue testing the contaminated site and expect this problem to be resolved within 24 hours. In Henry County, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
The advisory stretches into parts of Trimble County. Officials there say if you get water through the Henry County Water District, you are also urged to follow the advisory as well. An update to a story we brought you last night on the night team. A woman faced a judge in court this morning after police say she attacked and nearly killed her 6-year-old daughter. Zainab Abdi was arrested and charged with attempted murder last night after police say the girl was found beaten with a hammer in a home in Louisville's Park Duval neighborhood. The little girl suffered skull fractures and brain bleeds and was rushed to Norton Children's Hospital. The 6-year-old is listed in critical condition. Abdi's son told police he tried to stop the attack, but claimed his mother said, "Let me finish her." Abdi is charged with attempted murder. Her bond is set at $500,000. She'll be back in court June 30th. New tonight, after 2 teens were arrested for firing shots at Algonquin Park neighbors, they're working on ways to make that area safer. Now, both shooting incidents happened less than a month after the Algonquin pool officially opened for the summer. Since then, Metro Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins tells us police have installed cameras around the area and have elevated their presence around the pool. Community activists say they are thankful for the increased presence, but no, this isn't the norm.
I personally feel like we had 2 outlier situations. The community's coming back, and this is going to be one of the best parks in the city. If there's an officer that's here daily, I think when you see the group of kids, maybe you just pull up with some waters to say, hey, because now you try to build a rapport.
The neighbors have requested fencing be installed around the park. Hawkins says this is in the budget and will be done before the end of the year. A new clear bag policy has also been implemented at the pool, which neighbors also believe has helped. Jury selection begins Tuesday for the highly anticipated second trial of the Crystal Rogers case. Prosecutors will be trying both Crystal's ex-boyfriend, Brooks Houck, and one of his employees, Joseph Lawson. Houck has been charged with murder of the Bardstown mother, while Lawson is facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder. Joseph Lawson's father, Steve Lawson, has already been found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence in a trial that ended late last month. WHAS11 legal analyst Nick Mudd tells us the quick verdict is an indicator of just how strong the prosecutor presented the case.
As the defense, you kind of think, ooh, we may be in a little bit of trouble. We got to figure out what went wrong with the defense there that we can fix in our case.
So if you're Brian Butler and you see this, you might be a little bit more nervous.
Absolutely.
And remember, no cameras will be in the courtroom for this trial, but our team of journalists will be keeping you up to date on news. And we'll have a wrap-up from Court Daily starting Tuesday, June 24th at 9 p.m. Shay McAllister and Alexandra Goldberg will be in Warren County breaking down what happened in court. And Nick Mudd will join Doug Proffitt for legal analysis each day. You can watch it on WHS11 Plus, download on your TV, and watch for free. Today, the Louisville and U of L chapter of Democratic Socialists of America held a rally for trans liberation in Shelby Park. The campaign is hoping that Louisville will declare itself a sanctuary for transgender residents by refusing to comply with restrictions on trans health care. The rally is in response to the Supreme Court upholding the ban on gender-affirming care in Tennessee.
It's really disheartening to see this ruling come down and feel like so much progress that we've made has been wiped out with just one unjust ruling. And so it's really important right now that we stand up for transgender people and transgender children in particular.
Hoping to lobby a similar resistance to anti-immigrant policies from the Trump administration, we also spoke with supporters of the ruling. And David Walls with the Family Foundation tells us that he would not like to see a federal ban on the care. He instead hopes all 50 states pass their own legislation. Tonight, President Trump openly clashing with his own director of national intelligence on Iran and a potential to build a nuclear bomb. It comes as Trump weighs his options for bringing the U.S. into the Iranian conflict with Israel. ABC's Zareen Shah has the latest.
President Trump today making it clear he is not aligned with the assessment from his own top intelligence official.
What intelligence do you have that Iran is building a nuclear weapon? Your intelligence community has said they have no evidence that they are at this point.
Well, then my intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Your director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
Just before Israel launched its initial strikes against Iran, Gabbard made the unusual move of releasing a personal statement online.
It's up to us, the people, to speak up and demand an end to this madness. We must reject this path to nuclear war.
ABC News has learned that the president chastised Gabbard behind the scenes, telling aides he was frustrated with her judgment. President Trump growing increasingly impatient, signaling a belief that Gabbard and others may be underestimating what he believes is a threat.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
He is standing by his timeline, promising a decision on Iran within the next 2 weeks, and the president insisting it will not involve sending American troops into combat.
Well, I'm not going to talk about ground forces. The last thing you want to do is ground force.
This comes as the U.S. military insists some American diplomats leave Israel. Video circulating online showing an Iranian missile slamming into Israel's port city of Haifa. More than 30 people injured. And Israel still pounding Iran, hitting missile sites and more nuclear facilities. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Order! Up!
Members of the Okolona Fire Department are home from Nashville after escorting the body of a fellow firefighter and friend who drowned on vacation. Captain Chris Berry was in the Knoxville area for a trip with friends when he went night fishing and stumbled overboard just before 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. Officials recovered his body hours later, and Okolona Fire said Captain Berry was with the department for 9 years and on several specialized rescue teams. And there has been an outpouring of support from all of the local fire stations rallying around Okolona Fire. Today, Okolona Fire sharing this video showing crews from PRP Fire mowing Captain Berry's lawn. Berry was just 35 years old. His funeral arrangements will be announced at a later date.